We had just moved into our new house, thrilled for a fresh start in an unfamiliar town. It was a picturesque piece of real estate, nestled in a quiet corner of an upcountry town, far away from our bustling city lives. The house was not a mansion or a villa, but it was quaint, charming, and perfect in its own way. Its sun-drenched walls, the mature garden, and the winding driveway leading to it made the house look like it was straight out of an enchanting story. As we began to settle in, we were filled with an anticipation of the life that lay ahead. The sound of our laughter echoed in the empty halls as we unpacked our belongings. Boxes were strewn across the living room, their contents spilling out. Picture frames, novelty mugs, old books, and our dog's toys were finding their new places in our new home. There was a particularly remarkable moment when we found an old photo album filled with memories from our childhood. The time spent reminiscing about the good old days was priceless. We laughed, we reminisced, and we hoped. The air was heavy with the scent of packing paper and the nostalgic smell of old books. With each passing moment, the unfamiliarity of the house was giving way to a sense of belonging. But beneath our feet, something unseen was stirring. An unidentifiable noise, almost similar to a faint whisper, seemed to resonate through the floorboards. We ignored it at first, attributing it to the creaking and settling of an old house. But there was a distinct sense of something being out of the ordinary, something that set our nerves on edge. A chilling presence, a spectral remnant of the past, was lurking, unseen but not unfelt. The house was filled with an uncanny energy, a chill that seemed to seep into the walls and the floor, invisible to the eye but palpable. An eerie silence set in with the fall of dusk. The lamp in the living room flickered ominously and the wind howled against the window panes. The trees outside seemed to rustle in strange whispers, their shadows dancing menacingly on the walls. Oddities began to occur. Personal items shifted from their places, doors creaked open of their own accord, and chilling drafts seemed to materialize from thin air. We would find our belongings inexplicably moved from where we had left them. The television would switch on and off without being touched. The curtains would fly open in the middle of the night, and our dog would often growl at empty corners of the house. It was a subtle form of terror, a psychological drama that unfolded gradually day by day. The peaceful haven that our house was supposed to be was turning into a place of eeriness and dread. The house pulsed with an eerie energy, an uncanny chill creeping through as night fell. The tranquility of the night was often broken by strange noises like distant cries and sudden thuds. Despite the odd happenings and the constant unease, we awoke each morning safe yet mentally rattled. We were living in a state of constant fear and apprehension. The spectral presence, though unseen, was casting a shadow over our everyday lives. Upon realizing we weren't alone, a decision had to be made. The nights were filled with whispered conversations, discussing our dwindling options. Debates and arguments filled the once happy house as we grappled with the eerie reality. We considered calling in a priest or a paranormal expert, but we were skeptical. We pondered over whether we should continue living with this otherworldly entity or abandon our new life. After hours of contemplation, we decided we couldn't coexist with the restless spirit that seemed to have claimed the house. The decision was not easy. The thought of leaving our dream home was heart-wrenching, but the unending fear and unease left us with no other choice. And so, in the end, we made the difficult decision to leave the house, unwilling to coexist with the restless spirit any longer. The once charming house now looked menacing. As we loaded our belongings back into our car, we took one last look at the house, our house. It was a bittersweet moment filled with relief and regret, but we knew that we had made the right choice. And with that, we drove away from our short-lived dream, leaving it behind for the unknown entity that lurked within.